Hey guys, this is the Prince of Macedon, and I'm doing a commentary battle for the Kingdom Expansion for Medieval 2 Total War, and this is the Britannia Expansion. And this is my very first time ever playing this game, so I'm going to learn these units on the run. Anyways, this is an Ireland versus Barons Alliance battle, and I'm in command of Ireland, and Railgunner is in command of the Barons Alliance. This is the Welsh Marsh map. And when me and my opponent were deciding on a map, we wanted a flat map, but I thought I picked a flat map, which it is right here, but what I didn't know is that you can't walk across this little marsh right here, which is kind of strange. Anyways, let's look at my army first, my Irish army. On the front ranks, I have 4 units of Gaelic archers. Here they are. As you can see, all of my guys are going to be wearing green. I guess that's the recognized color of Ireland or something. But the reason I'm deploying on this side is because, once again, you can't go up the middle here. So I'm hoping my opponent deploys across from me so we can fight on this flat portion of the map. Anyways, aside from my 4 Gaelic archers, I have 4 units of these Ulster swordsmen. And look at those swords. They're bigger than they are, pretty much. It's kind of like the sword that Guts uses in the anime Berserk. I also have 4 units of Ostmen. That sounds like a Germanic word. Ost meaning east, I guess. But I'm not really sure why they're in Ireland if they're in the east. But this is what they look like. They look kind of like Vikings, I guess. What else do I have? I've got 3 units of Moires, and they look like heavily armored knights right here. They got the kite shaped shields. Then I have, oh man, I don't know how to pronounce this word. I have 3 units of these spears, and they are called Cleathari, I guess. Alright, and that's my Irish army. And once again, this is the Welsh Marsh map, I think. And let's look at Railgunner's army. And once again, he is the Barons Alliance. As you can see, he deployed on both sides of this marsh. I guess he wasn't sure where I was going to deploy. Anyways, let's look at his army. He has... Hold on. Let's start on this side. 1, 2... There are 2 squadrons of English Knights. I'm sorry, there are 3 squadrons of English Knights altogether. Then he has... How many of these? 3 armored swordsmen. 3 units of those. He has a lot of peasants. He has 4 units of peasants. There's 2 on this side and 2 on the other side. Then he has... What else do they have here? More swordsmen. More swordsmen. Behind the marsh, he has 3 units of longbowmen, and they're already shooting at me. And that's because they have longer range than I do. And they're going to be whacking my guys from a far distance. Here's his other English Knight Squadron, and here's his general's bodyguard, and that's where his general's at. Then he has 3 units of armored sergeants. Here they are. And here's more of those peasants. And way up here, he had an artillery piece, and that is a bombard, as you can see. Luckily, I deployed on the other side of the map. Otherwise, I would have been sitting ducks for his bombards. But you can see my opponent's strategy. He's trying to go down on this side. I guess he can try to encircle me. And I saw how far his troops were, so I'm going to start engaging his troops very soon on this side. So I'm going to shatter this wing and then work on the other wing. That's my plan. Oh, I forgot to show you this. He launched a cavalry assault on my right wing. And I guess he didn't see that my guys were spearmen. And I put him in the Shieldtron formation. Well, it's kind of broken up right now, but his English Knights won't be able to penetrate it. Same thing over here. Actually, these guys look better in their Shieldtron formation. I routed those 2 squadrons of English Knights, and that was a huge victory for me. Alright, so on the front ranks I have my Ulster swordsman, and I'm not content to get shot by his longbows, so I'm going to charge forward here, and I want to defeat this wing before the rest of his army gets over and resists this other wing. That's my plan. So here's my armored swordsman taking on these armored swordsmen. I'm sorry, I have Ostman on the side taking on his armored swordsman. And here's more Ostman. Oh, look at that. I completely shattered his his infantry. That was mainly my Ulster swordsmen. My Ulstermen, they're having a harder time against these guys. But my Ulster swordsmen, they completely hacked these other guys to pieces. They were armored swordsmen and peasants. Peasants, of course, aren't going to last very long. If you hear that thunderous sound, that's the sound of his bombards. They're finally shooting at me now. Two of his English squadrons, his English Knight squadrons, they rallied back. And he didn't see it, but I do, so I'm going to hit them with my archers. Try to rout them again. But you can see his longbowmen, they're just taking pot shots at me. And here's his bombard, and they're also taking pot shots at me from a far distance. But because I shattered that one wing, this guy's really in deep trouble now. Now he's going for some cavalry strikes here. But I'm able to get my infantry to face him in time. So these guys are going down. Let's see what happens. Yeah, he got bogged down in this infantry fight. Like, if the cavalry gets a good charge on my infantry, then that's good. But if he gets bogged down like this, then that's not good. Alright, so here comes the rest of his infantry. They're swarming my left flank now. They're going out my spearmen. So it's some armored sergeants versus my spearmen, but I'm bringing in my Ulstermen. So here's what it looks like. Looks pretty sweet right now. He's going in for some more cavalry charges. But he should be doing like cycle charges, like G did in his in my last video, where he charges in and charges back out. Because if you stay in like this, your knights aren't as effective. By the way, his longbowmen just routed some of my men, and they were my Gaelic archers. Yeah, now the infantry fight's looking a little better now. Well, it was for him, but now I've routed one of his guys. And that's going to create a cascading effect. So here's some cavalry. Once again, they got stuck in this infantry fight. They should be, like, getting out of there immediately. But he's been stuck there for a few minutes. Or for like a few minutes, yeah. Now his infantry is starting to rout. And there's armored sergeants. And here's the last of his infantry right here. These guys. His armored sergeants are doing a pretty good job, but here comes my Ulster swordsman now. And I think they're going to swing this portion of the infantry fight back into my favor here. I don't know, it says they're losing, but I don't think that's going to be like that for long. Alright, I'm bringing in my wires. I guess that's how you pronounce it, I'm not really sure. Now they're starting to rout.
By the saints, our men have slain the enemy general. Without him, his troops will
Alright, pretty good timing. I routed a lot of his units and I slain his general.
Victory will be ours.
These guys are routed, but my opponent didn't see him. So I'll be able to rout them again. This is my wires again, right here. Heavily armored. I was hoping when I picked Ireland that I'd have more cool-looking troops, but here they look kind of like regular European troops. Anyways, they fight really well, I guess.
Half the enemy force remains.
So more of his men are routing. What does he have left? I'm not sure. Alright, he has his longbows and his bombard.
All of Christendom will be.
And my opponent made a defeat at this point. He didn't want to fight with just his longbows and bombard. And that was a good game to Railgunner. Oh, sweet music. Anyways, that was a clear victory for me. I had 413 kills, and I captured 120 of his men, and I had 690 men remaining. Railgunner killed 472 of my men, and he captured 4. And Railgunner had 395 men surviving. Anyways, good game to Railgunner, and thank you for playing the Britannia Expansion with me.